Can everyone hear me okay? I have had nothing but issues this morning. So Streamlabs is working except chat isn't. So I had to go to Twitch in my web browser and pop out the chat. So that's fun. And then I did have Kali Linux running fine in VirtualBox, and for some reason today it's decided actually no, it's not going to work. So it like there's an issue with like, I guess Windows virtualization. You can't like run specific, it's like 64-bit operating systems in VirtualBox, or at least you could. There's a workaround. I thought I had the workaround fixed, but no. It's something to do with Hyper-V. So what I do have, I mean, this is all web app stuff. I just figured Kali is nice, right? So I figured I would try and do some stuff in Kali, but most of this will be taking place in Burp. I do have Kali as Windows for Linux, so maybe we can use that. Yeah, Windows Subsystem Linux, yeah. That works, but it's not like full Kali, right? So anyway, let's see who is in chat. We've got ThinkPads first. Yep, I think you were. Not from Quetta. Purple Neon 404. Debarco. Deadringer. Dark Melman. Figure 8. Nano better than Vim? I don't think so, but alright. It's a free country. What else we got? Catcher Limbu. ADNO Sec. Dynamo 1000. Smash 8 Tap. There's a lot of people today. Nice. Jay Bilson. I think that's everyone. So yeah, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the first affiliate stream. Because last week I got affiliate status in Twitch, which is nice. So yeah, it should be fun. Thank you. Yeah. So that's all good. Means I should hopefully be able to stream a bit more often. I think there should be like the chat coins enabled or whatever it is, the chat channel points, something. I set up a bunch of that. So yeah, we will see. I also changed my Twitch and Twitter usernames. You can see them on the screen at the bottom. I just got annoyed that it wasn't like, it was like Tipsec rather than Tiberius. I always ask this, so sorry to be a pain, but how's the web app course coming? It's coming along. As I always say, it's like, it's just so big. And so in depth. Hang on, my phone is blowing up. Alright, it was my wife. She was like, "Are you streaming?" I'm like, "Yep." Why do I always cough? I just have a persistent cough, unfortunately. Apologize. It's kind of annoying that stream chat is not working. Oh well. Okay, so we have A few rooms that I selected. I basically went through these web app rooms, and I tried to find ones that were like, I mean, easy to do on stream, because you never want to do a stream where it's like so challenging it just takes like 2 hours to get anything. So there's a few, like this one, which is, I guess, kind of a walkthrough. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. That should be fun. This one looked good. And then there's Overpass, which is more of a CTF, I think. And finally, this one is an official room, which if we get to, we can try and get to. I've started doing it, I think it was last year they came out with it. I haven't got very far in it, but it's basically a load of OWASP top 10 stuff. So that should be interesting. Okay, but let's start off with this one. I have the box booted up. Copy to clipboard. Small vulnerable web app. We've deployed it. Let's complete that. Walking through the application. Alright, let's start off. At least it works. At least the VPN is working this time. Alright, so let me zoom in. I'm slowly learning. It's like a reflex. Every time I open a new tab, zoom in. I should probably figure out how to set that as default. Okay, so what does this... we don't really need to read this. Walking through the application. We know how to walk through an application, alright? Important to look at what technologies are being used. Yeah, that's true. What version of Apache? Okay, let's... firstly, I guess we should probably add the IP to the scope so it appears in proxy. Alright, so let's see what version of Apache is being used. Well, there it is in the server header. So we can copy that and answer that question. 2.4.7, I think. I don't think that's too non-recent, I guess. What language is used to create the website? Well, guessing PHP. Notably, none of this actually really does necessarily means anything. You can always customize the server header on any web server. You can also customize this stuff, but it probably is PHP. So we'll go with that. Submit what version of the language? Again, all these answers coming from the headers. So in terms of PHP, X powered by PHP. The other clue, if this X powered by isn't like there, then this PHP sess ID is a default session cookie name. I'm wondering if 14 matches for PHP, so there's probably, there's files that end in .php. Obviously, a big clue there. But the version number, obviously, if you've got an X powered by header, version number is going to be there, usually. But the answer just wants, I guess, that 5.5.9. So PHP 5 is actually quite out of date. I think PHP 7 is the most recent. Nobody should be using 5 anymore. Alright. Establishing a methodology. Sure, we've done that. Authentication. Alright. Authentication involves testing mechanisms and logic that allow users to log into the application. Yep. The process of authentication usually involves verifying a user. This is done when the user provides correct credentials. In most cases, usernames and passwords. Alright. So authentication can be tested in the following ways. Brute forcing and weak credentials. Yep. So obviously, if you can establish usernames, then you can try and brute force weak credentials. Obviously, a lot of users will pick extremely common passwords, so we can potentially guess passwords that way. Session management, again, is another way of attacking authentication. So if the session is weak, or the session token or cookie is weak, then you may be able to guess it, or you may be able to modify it. So what is the admin username? Alright, so I guess if we go to login, I wonder. Just going to type admin and password and see what we get. Username password combination you've entered is invalid. Okay, what if we just... So this is a kind of common way of testing whether this error message is going to give us any information, right? So it could change depending on the username. It doesn't though. Okay. But was there a... The other thing to note, was there a time limit? So let's replay the requests. So this request was just admin and password. Is it going to come back to us, or is it crashed? I may need to reset the VPN. Let me try this. Send. Okay, right. So that's taking around 222 milliseconds. Let's try this one. Same. All right. So that's a good way of determining whether there's like a timing attack based on the username here. So if there's a check done to determine whether the username is valid first, that's going to obviously take longer than if the username is invalid sometimes. Hard to see on mobile. Is it possible to zoom in? Yeah, hang on. I think I can increase the scope. Oh, actually, you know what? That's not going to do much because I need to change this. Let's set them both to 18 and then see. Is that better? Yeah, so the timing attack is kind of similar to the SSH version. Okay. So it's weird that there's no... I mean, I guess if we go to admin, let's see. Admin area. Can always look around and see if there's anything useful. 2 more will be good. All right, let's do this. Tell you what, yeah, so that's 20. All right, let's see if that does it. So, but obviously, so if you can't enumerate account logins from the login page, like we may be able to create an account. Like for instance, if we were to put the admin username in here, right, and create an account, it's going to fail. So if let's try admin, I'll just put a password is just password. Let's see if that creates an account. Okay, well, it created an account, so I guess that means there is no admin username. But now we are logged in, so I wonder if we can find the admin username. Oh yeah, we have a Flash player for some reason. Flash is now deprecated. Alright, I'm going to log out. I wonder if there's any clue. Oh, hang on. Check out a sample user. So I wonder if sample user 1 might be the admin. I mean, the answer format being 5 characters, you'd think means admin. But I don't know now. Yeah, so like, if you note a difference between the response time when you use a completely like a known invalid username, like basically keyboard mashing, right, and a known username, then you can effectively detect whether that username is valid. So now that we actually have created a username called admin, so if I just hang on, I'll type invalid here, we can probably check. I think that was the same speed. Actually, yeah. Oops. Because our username is now admin. And yeah, 220. That first one was clearly just a glitch. So there's no timing attack here. So we need to do a bit more looking around. I'm guessing, let's try registering the admin again, right? Because if we know that we now have an account called admin, only it's not the admin account. And I'm just gonna set password 2. All right, and let's see if it says if there's an account already there. Yeah, the username might be Wacko, mightn't it? Oh, lovely. I am. Why does this always happen to me on stream? Oh, yep, VPN's crashed again. Hang on. It's weird. Like I have the Pro subscription. All right, so username admin is already in use. Here we go, guys. All right. So I guess let's try Wacko just because. I'm just gonna try A for everything and see if that helps. All right. So Wacko was obviously not there because we got it. Let's try Pico, I guess. But now we know how to enumerate usernames, right? Pico. Alright, so that was obviously invalid as well. So, now though, if we go back to the proxy and we go back to this register request, this was our request here. We know that a valid response is going to be a 303 redirect. Okay. And where was the... Right, 200 OK I think was the one that says, yeah, username admin is already in use. Okay, so let's go to intruder and we're going to clear out everything. We're going to select the username here and go to payload, simple list, usernames, 8,000, lovely. I wonder if we can just reject any that are... Yep, skip if it matches regex. Actually, no, hang on. So I want it to not match 5. Okay, so basically... between 1 and 4, I think. And also if it matches between 6 and 9, or actually 6 and anything, right? That should, if you don't know regex, all I'm saying here is basically a pattern matching thing. So I'm saying, right, match between the start of the line, the start of the term, and the end. The dot basically means any character, so it's going to match any character. And then these curly braces define how many of that character. So in this case, 6 comma nothing basically means 6 to infinity. And here we have the same thing, except I put 1 and 4. So effectively, if this works, it should skip any of these payloads that aren't 5 characters long. Oh, sorry, it should skip any that are 5 characters. No, that aren't 5 characters long. I spoke right the first time. But let's actually see if it works. Hey, it does. Look at that. Okay. Well, there's a guest account. Okay. That wasn't something we saw before. There's Adams. If you figure out how to use regex, you're a wizard. Yeah, it takes a bit. All right, I think it finished 79. There were only 79 usernames with 5 characters, but I think Adams is probably the correct one, right? Guest is probably not going to be a admin. Let's actually try. Actually, well, I guess we can't try because we don't know. Let's try add Adams. Oh, your answer's incorrect. Oh no, was it the guest? That's interesting. Was it just admin? It can't be admin. How is it admin? We created the admin. Yeah, actually, that's the point. It could be... So our admin account was all lowercase, right? And I assume we can't get to the admin area. You know what? Maybe we were supposed to attack the admin area instead. Maybe I was being a bit silly. Hang on. I can't log out now, I guess. Let's clear our session. Clear that. Okay, log in, admin, password. Yeah, alright, I think where I went wrong is, obviously we should be attacking the admin area. So in this case, let's try... So we got nothing there. But if we get admin in that... Yeah... What's the difference? Any difference at all? Not really. I mean, I guess admin is the correct answer. I'm not entirely sure how they got to that, though. What was the hint? Think of common usernames. Yeah, I mean... What is the admin password? Alright. Well... Let's try just password. No, okay. So what we'll do is we'll brute force this then, again using intruder. Send to intruder. And we'll select all that and clear it. So we're just going to be attacking the passwords, simple list, passwords. 3,000 of them. Go on, let's just run it. Let's run it and see what happens. Actually, you know what? Nah, because I don't know. I think it's crashed again. But yeah, it has. I swear this happens every time I stream. All right, let's find a good password list from seclists passwords. passwords, here we go. Is there common credentials? I think this is probably a good one. Best 110. Sure. All right. Raw. Copy that. Go back in here. We're going to clear this out, and then we're just going to paste all these 110 passwords. I imagine that the correct one will redirect rather than doing a 200. Or potentially the length is going to be a different amount. And it's gone down again. I really need to see if there's anything that's wrong with my connection. Alright, start attack. Alright, is there any length difference? No. What was the... I mean, the admin password is 5 characters. I'm imagining it's admin again. I thought we tried that. Maybe we didn't. We did. All right, fine. Password is admin. The reason that obviously didn't find it is admin is not a common password. I guess we should have tried another list. Like it might be in here. Nope. Top 1,000 it might be in. No. So actually, admin isn't that common of a password because it's 5 characters, and usually, like the weakest passwords you'll find are like 6 or more. Hey, but we got it by guessing. What is the name of the cookie that can be manipulated? Alright, let's have a look. So what did that request do? That request here, with the admin name admin and the password, set a cookie called session equals 3, which is, and this PHP sessid is default. That's probably nothing, but the session equals 3 cookie, generally speaking, obviously, if this is actually a session cookie, it should be unpredictable if you want to do it securely. So yeah, that's not. So I'm guessing session is the answer there. Session. What is the username of a logged on user? Okay, so I'm guessing. Oh, that's interesting. I'm guessing if we replay so welcome to the awesome admin panel admin, right? I'm guessing that when we get this is our username, right? It's basically being reflected back. So if we change the session to 2, because we can assume, we got a pretty good assumption, right, that session equals 3 is the latest session. Alright, and it's probably incrementing. So let's go down a session and see. That didn't work. Let's try session 1. That didn't work either. Session 0 maybe. Okay, let's try going up. No. What if we remove that PHP session? Try that again. Interesting. What if we just set it as blank, see what happens? Yeah, just redirects to login. Username of a logged on user. I'm enjoying how uncommon this is going to be. I mean, I guess if we log in as our regular account, does it tell us here? Recent, maybe? Have you gotten find out? Hey, the Wayward Son, thank you for the sub. I think you're the first subscription. Well done. Thank you. We didn't find the username enumeration in the account creation. Oh, right. So you're suggesting we use that username. Yeah, it could be Adams, couldn't it? Let's see if Adams is there. It's not. I wonder if it's guest. It's not. What's the hint here? Have you tried using this list? Okay. But I'm not entirely sure what they mean by currently logged in. That is interesting. Right, but currently logged in, right? You would assume means you'd be able to hijack their session somehow or view a page that showed where they were logged in. But I don't think this has it. Oh my goodness, VPN. I'm gonna have to talk. I got a few contacts at TryHackMe. I'm gonna have to talk to them because I don't really understand why it goes down so much. Whether it's the streaming, it could entirely be that I'm just sending too much traffic with Streamlabs. I don't know, but I have a pretty fast internet connection, so I'm not entirely sure why. Recent. Let's go to recent. I think I did it a minute ago, but let's see what happens. Okay, well, there's a few users here. Bryce. I'm guessing we can iterate through users using this. Sample. Okay, right, yeah. So I guess let's do that. What we'll do, we'll extract usernames. So we're going to start here, send this to intruder, clear that out. So we're going to basically iterate over this. So we're going to change the payload type to numbers. It's going to send 1 by default, so we'll start at 2 and we'll go all the way to 100, step up by 1. I usually try to put minimum fraction digits as 0 just to keep it so you're in the integers. And then if we go to options, we'll go to extract and add, and then we should be able to scroll down until we see our username here. Sample users pictures. So there. I think if we select that, it should extract the username for us. Yeah. Okay. So in this case, it didn't find anyone. So if we go here, we have 5 users. Wanda and Bryce both have 5-letter usernames, so let's try those. Okay. Bryce. It is Bryce. Okay. So that's how you can do username enumeration this way. So effectively, this was an IDOR, right? Kind of, I guess. It not necessarily. If this is public information, it's not. But the fact is, you're able to change the user ID and view the username. here. And all I did was in Intruder has this awesome option called grep extract. And you don't even have to use regex, right? Or no regex. You just click add, scroll down to the information that you want. And in this case, we want this username. And you see when I select it, it is going to, up here, say, okay, start after expression, these are, and end the delimiter, basically this encoded apostrophe. And so it's going to run that match on all the requests, which it did, and it found all these usernames. So that's kind of cool, right? Okay. So what's next? What is the corresponding password to the username? Okay. Let's see if does the hint suggest could the username be the same as the password? All right, yeah, I guess we can. I was gonna thinking the hint would say, oh, use this list, but I'm guessing we can just log in using Bryce, which again isn't standard because Bryce is obviously a 5-letter username. Okay. And we kind of cheated there, but I wanted to get out of this authentication hell. So obviously the other way you could do that is obviously create a list of passwords, include passwords that contain the username. But again, usually not common only because in this case the username is 5 characters, right? And most web apps at least enforce 6. But I mean, 6 is too short. A fair few websites these days will actually prevent you from setting your password as a username. Okay. Cross-site scripting. Test for cross-site scripting on the search bar. Okay. For those who don't know what cross-site scripting is, effectively it's the ability to inject JavaScript into the application. There are a few types. There's the main ones are reflected and stored. Reflected means effectively you type something in, click search in this case, and it gets reflected back immediately. Generally speaking, to exploit that, you need some kind of URL or you need to set up an attack on another system and get your victim to visit that. The VPN has crashed again. The alternative one is the stored one, where you can actually save XSS into the database, and then it gets basically returned as part of a usual operation. So I'm just messing around with the VPN settings and trying to see if we can set this out. Alright, we'll figure it out. So a good way of detecting XSS is if you just search for some rubbish and see where it gets returned. Obviously it's getting returned there, but if we go view page source and find maybe it gets returned twice, and we see it does actually. So it gets returned in this input as well. Actually, we should have seen that. It gets returned there as well. So yeah, since we get returned in 2 places, one place is in an attribute. Let me view that again. So it's in this value attribute. So in order to escape from that, we need to put a quotation mark. We can do this. If you see this URL up here, you might not be able to see it because it's the URL bar I can't increase the font size of. But it says query equals and then whatever we searched for. So if I go to the end and put a quotation, and then we scroll along, you see that gets encoded. Okay, it becomes and quot. So we can't, unfortunately, inject into here because we can't escape this attribute. So we're probably going to be injecting down here. And this is in the raw HTML code, so we can just put some HTML code. So if I do, for instance, in italics, test, scroll down, we see the italics are not encoded. So if we were to go back to the start here, so off the view source page, and just paste that in there, search, we see, yep, it gets rendered as test. So let's do some JavaScript, script alert1, and search, and we get a JavaScript pop-up. Cool. Can you test for XSS using that burp method? Yeah. So let's just spam that again. Which burp method? The scanner? Because we can test for it in a number of ways. We can use intruder, and we can effectively do a simple list, fuzzing XSS, right? So it has a bunch of XSS strings, and then we can go to options and search responses for payload strings, start attack, and then if this pgrep value has a check mark, it means that this payload was reflected back perfectly. So in this case, it did it for a lot of them. And the only ones it didn't do it for, I think, are because this is like double encoded, I think. But that's a pretty good indicator. However, you can also set up a configuration library, which we've done actually. Yes, this is from a previous scan. So I just selected all the XSS options, reflected, DOM-based, reflected DOM. If I cancel that and go to intruder again, go back to the positions, we only care about this query parameter, but if I go scan defined insertion points, scan configuration, select from library, select XSS, resource pool is fine, and click OK. I'm gonna restart the VPN because the VPN Alright. If I go to sitemap now, so that's running. Auditing 26. The requests are going out, that's good. If we go back here, usually it should pop up in a minute. Yeah, there we go. So it pops up here in the target, but it also pops up in this issue activity. So if we select here, go to the request, we can copy the URL, we can go back, paste it, and we get the alert. So it found alert 1. Cool. All right. So we searched for XSS on the search bar. We completed that. Test for XSS on the guest book page. Okay, guest book. So this is going to be stored XSS, right? Presumably. So let's start with something innocuous. Let's start just by doing test. I guess test name actually. And test comment. And we'll submit that with italics, and we'll see if either of them. So you can see test name didn't do anything, but test comment is in italics, which means that's going to be vulnerable. So again, we can just do XSS script alert 1 and submit, and we got it. Okay, so again, you can't see the comment, but if you do is inspect. And we inspect here, this comment is there, alert 1. Okay, depending on actually how does it reflect back? So you can use the same trick to scan this, so it'll work the same way, because immediately afterwards the response contains the posted comment. Then Burp will detect it. Yeah, so exactly the same way as before. All right, let's complete that. Test for XSS behind the flash form on the home page. I wonder what it means behind the flash form. So listen, actually, I'm not going to inspect it. I'm going to open up the page source. Enter our contest. Not entirely sure what they mean behind the flash form though. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, there's action at that, but this isn't going to play. So unless anything's reflected in here, I don't know what they mean. I'll probably skip that one just because I'm not entirely sure exactly what they're talking about. And there's no hint. Right. We'll say we did that. Injection. Okay. Injection attacks. XSS is kind of a type of injection attack. It's just not widely considered one. It's obviously client-side injection, really. This is server-side they're talking about. SQL injection and command injection both. SQL injection relatively common, command injection less so these days. But SQL injection really just injecting into an SQL statement from the database. Command injection, generally speaking, is when the application server is running as a system command, and you're able to somehow manipulate that. So, perform command injection on the check password field. Okay. So I'm guessing when we log out, I think I saw it was either on the login or the register account. There was a way to check passwords. VPN again. Yeah, I think it was on the registration page. Check your password strength. Password to check. Test. Okay. So it's actually telling us it's executing grep on the server side, right? Test is a bad password. So it's searching for grep in this file. Sorry, it's searching for test in this file. So assuming let's see what happens if we put a space. So test space test. Okay. So I'm not sure if it's actually surrounding that by anything. We can try is just doing semicolon to end the string and then ID. Let's try that, see what happens. So what I sent there, in fact, what I'll do. Usually Okay, that's definitely messed it up a little, hasn't it? I'm just trying to input type password, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a match replace rule for the response body. Type equals password. I'm going to change to type equals text. And then if I go back here and just reload the page, obviously VPN, man, this VPN. Come on. I think I may have just killed it. Yeah, okay. We killed the host. Alright. We'll terminate and deploy it again. I'm not sure if it'll be on YouTube, but it'll be on my Twitch for at least 2 weeks. This is really just messing around, so I probably won't put it on YouTube. Also, because the chat doesn't appear on the stream, which is kind of annoying. Alright. But thanks for hanging out. Alright. Okay. We have a new IP address, so let's add it to the target scope again. And hopefully failed to connect. Come on. That's the right IP. VPN is still up. Apparently, I'll reconnect again. That's annoying. Okay, I have no idea why it's suddenly decided to crash. I guess we could just... We can try starting the attack box and see what happens. I really want to try this mostly in burp, but I guess we can try and use burp free. Because I don't know why. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, we got it. Alright, zooming in. If we go to login and then register and then check password strength. Alright, so where we were was... I'm used to... I don't know, the TryHackMe VPN I think it's just because I'm streaming. So maybe I need to set my settings in my stream. But I mean, I honestly shouldn't disconnect this much. I'm gonna talk to the guys about it, because it's very strange. All right, we figured out that this this command grep. So I mean, if we actually copy and paste this into Kali, there's no such dictionary, but let's assume we have a dictionary called words. All right, so it's gonna have test, it's gonna have password, it's gonna have admin, it's gonna have 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So if we do a grep and we give it words, effectively, if it finds the entire word in the words list, it's going to return a value. So if you were to pass it just TES, it doesn't return anything, because this means from the start of the string to the end of the string. Okay, so sorry, from the start of the line to the end of the line. So it's going to iterate over all the lines in the words file, and it's going to see if any of them effectively equal TES, and none of them do. But there is one that equals test, so it returns something. And I'm guessing the if it does return a line, or at least one line, it's going to say that test is a bad password. So I think this is actually technically a blind command injection, because I don't think it's going to return anything back to like the page. Let's see though. So if we know we can inject here, so what we can potentially do is put in a space, or I should end the grep, which is probably going to create a an error, I'm guessing. If we did do that, that's probably why it lags. All right. I wonder if we can do this. No. You can always put an echo. Sometimes. Hey, Mayor, subscribe. Thank you, man. With Prime. Nice. We are trying to figure out this command injection, at least. I want to like... Yeah, it's not going to work. I wonder if we do something like that. Or actually, I'll tell you what, well, we can always inject into this like this. So it'll do a sleep 10, and then it should echo test again. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll do that. So what we'll do is, let me just come here. So we know we're injecting right here. So what we'll do is we'll do test, and then we'll effectively complete the command for them. Then we'll do a sleep 5, and then we'll just do echo. Actually, you don't even need to do echo. We just do a sleep 5. Let's see what happens there. So hopefully, what we're gonna see is it's sleep for 5 seconds. And oh, hang on. It's the VPN again. All right, let's copy this. All right, we'll paste it. Hopefully that's going to work. 5, yes. All right, so it delayed it for 5 seconds. And yeah, it's definitely a blind. SQL injection. Sorry, SQL injection, a blind command injection. So what we can try and do, I mean, since we have the attack box, we can grab a shell. And so let's find Oh, I forgot that Pentest Monkey is now like banned from Google. Hang on. I always forget the syntax for bash reverse shells. There we go. We'll try this one. Alright, so instead of this sleep statement, what we're going to do is we're going to hopefully put in this shell. I'm going to do /bin/bash. And that should, if we get the IP of this box, just this. I think it copies automatically. We'll know in a minute. It does. Okay. Change to 4444 maybe or not. All right. And then we'll use netcat. I don't know why Pentest Monkey was put on safe search. It's a very old site and it hasn't been updated in years. Okay, did that actually return? It did not. Didn't get a hit. Can we just, I'm just going to try curling. Because let's see what happens if we just curl. Curl. Check. We didn't get anything. Alright. I wonder if this has a firewall. Oh, I know why. I'm missing a 10. Hang on. 10.10. Yeah, it still didn't work. I'm guessing maybe you can't get reverse shells on this one. Yeah. Let's try the hint. If you tried using a pipe. Yeah, I mean... Oh, I guess... I guess if because obviously netcat might be installed. So... Let's try... ID piped into netcat. We can always try that. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So why didn't... I guess curl maybe wasn't installed. That's probably why. Should have just gone back to the basics with netcat. Alright, so we can technically get command execution on here. The bash reverse shell didn't work. Not entirely sure why not. I don't think this box requires us to get a shell. So there's probably nothing really of value on it. We can do an LS though. We can like have a look and see if so instead of running ID, we can do ls-l. Yep. And so, you know, we can start exporting stuff. Yeah, if we wanted to, if we want to look at the code. Check for SQLI on the application. Okay. Obviously, an easy SQLI is to inject into the password field. So we can try that, but that doesn't work. Okay. Oh, I reset it, didn't I? Hang on. All right, I'm gonna create my own account. All right, let's try logging in. Using that instead. No, all right. All right, who's got a similar username to you? So potentially there might be SQL injection here. And what we can do is we can do, try invalid syntax, putting an or there might work. Generally speaking, it's probably not. Could you try uploading a reverse shell using injection, then navigate to it and catch the reverse shell? Potentially, there is an upload field. I imagine maybe there's an upload parameter or an upload test in this. I'm not entirely sure. Yes, I mean, we could try uploading something like test.php, right? Test. Let's create, hang on, git bash. Okay. Test.php. PHP info, try this, choose the file, open that. Okay, so it, yeah, okay. So we could actually just upload a shell here if we really wanted to. So that's another way of doing it. So if we go back, so we'll send this upload back to repeater. We'll do test2.php, and instead of this, we'll do echo shell exec. And we'll pass it the get parameter command, cmd, should work. And then if we go to test2, no, okay. So that didn't work. Oh, conflict. I think I need to change some of these. Test2, test2.php. Let's try that. Yeah, all right, so it's a test2.php. And then if we give it the command parameter, there. So we can try a reverse shell here, I guess, now, if we wanted to. Where's the... So the only thing we need to do now is encode this because we're passing it to the we're passing it as a parameter in a URL, and it's obviously going to balk on these ampersands. So let's try. Oops. All right, what's my IP address again? All right, copy that. Paste in here, and we'll use 444 again, and then we'll just go and we'll use burp URL encode. Should work. But again, no idea if this is gonna actually work. Let's do a listener on port 4444, and then we'll go back here and we'll paste in our code. And yeah, so you can try other types of shell. This one is obviously kind of popular as well, so let's try this one. Hey Apathy, how are you? Alright, this one is usually pretty reliable actually, so let's try this. That looks better. There we go. Alright, so we got a reverse shell. Yeah, I think it was just that first bash reverse shell. That one, it tends to work for me more often than not, but some hosts does not work on. Alright, but we're looking for SQL injection now. So let's go to the home. Could it possibly be that the VPN has crashed again? Oh, I know why. It's because my reverse shell. Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's taking up. I think every time we try and get a reverse shell, it just kills the box. You bought my course a week ago. Awesome, thank you very much. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I think this box has died again. The VPN's still up. Alright. Does everyone want to continue with this, or do you want to move on to something else? Because I realize we've been doing this for over an hour. We have got through most of the tasks. So I'll leave it up to chat whether you want to restart this box. Because we could go move on to the official OWASP Top 10 one from TryHackMe, or we could try this, which is more of a CTF, which I'm not sure. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Thank you all for the follows, by the way. I know I haven't been reading them out like I should be. Goodness gracious, there's a lot of you. Alright, I'm going to read them out very quickly. Purple Neon 404, Ho Ticker, Siglo Panico, Code Peak, The Haze, Luke Athron. Nano better than Vim. The Mayor, if you're still here, you'll like that guy. Maitu Haas, Apjoan, Sujal 0711, JMDPT, The Hacker's Brain, Jacka Krutz, Ed Mabo, Control Levi, Stormic, Wake Up Ernie, OX656E, Magi Beg, OX Guard, Marmel933, Towson Guac, Mad Clown, Chon9, Kangai Kahoo, Radio Guard, Zipwire1, Vex503, and Silencio1982. Thank you very much for following. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's give Overpass a try. Why not? We'll terminate our attack box here, and we'll start another one over here. And we'll see what happens. All right. Hey, too big to flail. How are you? So let's, I guess, read over this one. What happens when a group of broke computer science students try to make a password manager? Obviously, a perfect commercial success. There was a TryHackMe subscription code. It's now claimed. That's all right. So let's see if we can access this with regular browser. We can. Good. All right, let's add it to Burp. I am pretty good. Enjoying a nice Saturday stream. Okay, is there anything in here that we can see? Overpass allows you to securely store different passwords for every service, protected using military-grade cryptography. Military-grade encryption. Something tells me it's not military-grade. There's a downloads link, which interesting. This is supposed to be a web app. I hope it's not like reverse engineering. Well, it downloaded something. I am not running that. Let's have it explore. Okay, the main.js just says hello world, which I guess. Yep. Let's see. Anything else? Hack the machine and get the flag in user.txt. This definitely was marked as a web. I feel like we're supposed to reverse engineer something, and well, I guess this. Hang on, there's source code and a build script. So I guess we could try. Oops. Let's see. Secure encryption algorithm is a Caesar cipher. Encrypt the credentials right into a file. the freaking music swearing at me? I swear I turned that off. Oops, don't want to do that. Let's skip that one. Gotta remain PG-13. All right, back to this. Build script. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be less web app and more, which is weird because it was mentioned as a web app thing. So I guess we could just try exploring. Let's try finding some things and seeing if it actually is a web app or not. We'll find files and directories, and let's run it and just see. If not, we can always go to the OWASP top 10 one. So yeah, this is all basic stuff. Okay. We found some stuff. Okay. Found login.js, which I'm guessing was called from the admin page, maybe. Yep. Okay. All right. This might be a web app after all. So we have an administrator area. We have main.js, again, just as that. We have login.js, which I imagine handles the login. Function login, okay, so it's gonna post the data, so it's gonna basically extract the username and password, post to API login, and then set a session token. So incorrect credentials. Let's see if it actually did that here. Okay. All right, let's see what else. There was cookie.js, which is, no, that's just clearly an official script of some kind. So it's basically going to post to the API login, right, which it does here. And then it checks, it gets the response text of this, which in this case is incorrect credentials. And then checks whether that is equal to incorrect credentials. And if it is, it blanks the password box. But if it isn't, then it sets the session token. So one thing we could try is just intercepting the response and just changing it to something that's not incorrect credentials. So intercept server responses. We won't intercept requests. Admin password. And okay, so let's just set it to hello. Did it do anything? So obviously the edited response was hello. It's just setting a session token. Did it actually set a session token? Let's see. Session token of hello. What if we just No, that worked. Okay, so I'm guessing. Okay, so it was anything then. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so you can just set the session token. It doesn't actually check, which is interesting. Okay. Is there anything on this page apart from this encrypted private key? Oops. Oh, hang on. Nothing in register. All right, hang on. Copy. This is web. Is that actually any? Yeah, okay. All right, we'll use nano. Okay. Set SSH to John. I feel like there's a cracking script, right? I think I need to install it though. Come on, this is all just. It is SSH to John. All right. There's a Python script. Well, apparently not. Where is SSH to John, guys? Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Okay, and then do I have John installed? Yes, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to create a hash and then John, and then we want the word list. Do we have RockU? Oh, not John locate RockU. Okay, let's quickly download. Oh, I tell you what, we'll just download this. Copy. Get that. Okay. Word list equals 10 million. And then the hash. James 13. All right. We basically just cracked the private key password. So now, if I go over here, I can try and copy the key, which was all right. Copy this key. Now it should right. No, it's not going to work like that. Alright, well nano. Actually, oh, hang on, I remember. We can't. paste buffer, that's why. I think that worked. Yeah, alright. So we'll write that, and then we'll exit. Alright, I presume SSH. So this is probably James's. Yeah, okay, so we're going to SSH as James. Oh, I forgot that the buffer doesn't have that. Well, we need to give it the key anyway, so we'll give it the key. James at 10.10.17.63. It's going to need, oh, bad key permissions. We need to chmod 644. Oh no, sorry, 600 key. Enter password phrase to the key, which was what? James 13, right? Boom. All right. So we have user.txt. I think we can just paste there. Yep. Correct answer. We also have to-do.txt. Update overpass encryption. Write down my password somewhere. It's on a sticky note. Test overpass for macOS. It builds fine, but I'm not sure it actually works. Ask Paradox how we got the automated build script working and where the builds go. They're not updating on the website. Okay. So let's tell you what we'll do. We will download linpeas. This is kind of like not linpeas like that. So it's kind of gone beyond web app now. We're we're doing privilege escalation, but screw it. We'll end the stream with a good priv-esc. Where am I? Okay, we'll wget. Did I select the right? Okay, we'll wget this. I need to put it in my paste buffer, I think. Yeah. Or not. Oh, because I'm on, right, yeah, I'm on the actual server. I need to download it to my, right, okay. This is all fine. I need to open a new tab, wget it to here. Then we can use SCP with the key, James at 10.10.17.63. I should mps.sh first, and then you can just go in there, James 13. Cool. All right. So now we should have linps. We'll make it executable. Okay, and then we'll run it. -H just to make sure. Okay. We'll run it with default, I think. Yeah. We'll just run it, and we'll pipe it to mps.txt. If it's working, yep. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, it is working, cool. I may just let it run because probably easier to scroll back using something else. Well, actually, we can scroll. Okay, we have a cron job. There's the build script, look. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, we'll let this run. All right. Here we go. Okay. Well, we're going to use less. Okay, we're going to use more. Cool. Should have turned the logo off. Oh, crap. You can scroll in more though. All right, what have we got? So nothing much here. Sudo version could be vulnerable. Oh. Scroll down. Let's see. Nothing. Yeah, so we have this build script here, I guess, which is executing as root. And it's curling. Okay. So basically it's downloading this build script.sh from overpass.thm and piping it into bash. Alright. So potentially something we can do with that. I imagine that is the privesc. Question is how, like, is curl writable? Can we replace curl with something? I'm just going to scroll down through. Oh, okay. Searching for files. Backup files, no. Here we go. Interesting writable files owned by me or writable by everyone, not in home. It looks like /etc/hosts is writable. That's interesting because that's where, by default, if you put an entry, it'll override any DNS lookups. So let's just make sure that's valid. Yeah, everyone has write permissions on this, so we can add entries. Let's see what it currently has. So it currently points overpass.thm to itself. And if we do cron tab, I think -L, no. What's cron tab? Actually, it wasn't that. It was, what was the, let's search for cron tab. Okay, so there's this process running every minute in where? I'm guessing, yeah, one of the root users cron tab. Okay, so basically we just need to change this, make sure this resolves to our own IP address. So what we'll do there, can we listen on port 80? It's already in use. Do we have Apache? No. Oh, of course it's in var. Nope. Apache isn't running. Is Nginx running? Sonic's listening. Actually, no, netstat. How did you get the program name? It is that, right? Yeah. Python's listening. Okay. I guess we should check and make sure. Yeah, it is working, so we need to kill the Python. Kill Python, I guess. WebSockify. Alright, let's kill all Python. Of course. Oh, what a self-own. Alright. Okay, so Python is clearly what's allowing us to connect. That was funny. I guess I can... No, I can't host... This is the problem with the VPN, since the VPN is so crappy. Although it has been up this entire time, so... Make of that what you will. I'm just not sure I can host anything. I wonder if I can use OpenVPN here. All right. Because I think... Yes, I know. Oh my god, that's annoying. Right, hang on. I think... Alright, that's where it is. Apologies for all the freaking noise. Alright. Let's see if this works. Okay. It does. Now if I launch a new Kali instance, does it have the tunnel? Yes, okay. Alright, we might be able to do this then. So we've got the, we can copy this again into, so we don't even need to now, I guess we can just do everything from here, right? So if we SSH using our key, James at, and then the box is this, I think. Oh, right. Should have done this from the start. We'll live and learn. All right, we have access. So let's launch a new Kali instance now. Can I do it from here? No. Kali. The other question is, can I actually set up a listener now on port 80? Looks like it. All right. Oops. What is our IP address? This is our IP address here. So can I copy that? Okay, let's just try curling. Nice. Okay, we have everything. So we know that if I do the slinpies again and search for the cron, cron jobs, right? All right, we know that if we set overpass.thm, because we can in the /etc/host, if we overwrite that and set it to our IP address here, it's going to resolve, and it's going to try and download a file from downloads, source, buildscript.sh. So if we make downloads, source, and then what we want to do, it's going to execute a script, so we need to write a bash script. So let's build script.sh. It's going to run as root. So easiest way is, since we already have an SSH shell, let's just make an SUID version of bash. So I'm going to put it in temp. I'm going to call it root bash. If you've done my PrivS courses, you know this is like my favorite exploit. So all we're going to do is we're going to copy the bin bash to temp root bash, and then we're going to chmod. We're going to do +x, which makes it executable, just to make sure. It should be executable already, but always do that. +s, which makes it SUID. And that should be it. So the nice thing about this as well is, even because this is running every minute, if it does run every minute, it's just going to do the exact same thing. It's not going to change anything really. So let's save that, and then we'll run. Oh, we need to put it in the download source, and then we need to run Python. So we do Python 3. The module is http.server. I think the port. No. Oh, port is 80, right? There we go. Okay. So let's just make sure we can download this. So curl downloads/source/buildscript.sh. Perfect. Okay, that works. So the next thing we need to do is we're going to vim, because /etc/host is writable. And I think we need to change overpass.thm. to our IP address, which we can do there. I think that was, yep, overpass.thm. So now, let's just double check that. So when this cron job runs, there we go, it just ran. It's gonna basically ask the operating system, okay, where is overpass.thm? What's the IP address? The first place it's going to look is in /etc/hosts, at which point that tells it that's the IP address. It's then going to make an HTTP request, which we just set up, and it's going to pipe it into bash and run it, and hopefully that means that in temp, yep, there is a root bash executable. It is owned by root. It has the SUID bit, it has the SGID bit, which means if we run it with -p, and you have to run it with -p, you become root. We got there in the end. It took a few attempts at messing around with the VPN, but it looks like, boom, there we go. Does everyone understand what we did there? Nice. Thank you for those who are still watching. Thank you for those who joined. Thanks for all the follows. Who have we got? Alright, since I last said it, Heron17, Ninachem, Kobibi11, Jay Bilson, Guragain Roshan, Hassamba72, Ard1Ts26, and Aki Vashli. Thank you very much for the follow. Oh, and Mioshk1, maybe? Oh, and NetRuffian. Thank you very much, guys. It's probably the end of the stream. I'm just going to check and see if my friend Al-Hazred is streaming. Because if he is, we'll do a small raid on his channel. He is streaming, I think, or he's about to. Stream is starting soon. All right, cool. Let's raid him. Or maybe we should wait for his stream to start. Yeah, his stream is still loading. I think he starts on the hour, so if y'all want to raid him, then stick around. We'll raid him in a couple of minutes. Oh, he starts in 10 to 15? Ah. He told me he starts at 2. Let's wait till 2. It's 1:58 right now for me. He told me he starts at 2. That's why I timed my stream. I was crafty. I'm like, if I time my stream properly today. But yeah, if whatever happens, if he starts at 2, we'll raid at 2. If he doesn't start at 2, we'll raid at 2 anyway, and then we'll see him. Yeah, but thank you everyone for the follows. Thank you for the subscriptions, first subscriptions. I'm definitely going to be doing some more of these. We did quite a lot today. So for those who weren't at the start, we did this WebAppSec box, which is kind of weird. not entirely sure how much I liked it, but it was interesting at least. And then we did Overpass, which looked at the beginning to be a freaking reverse engineering test, but it wasn't. So that was nice. All right. All right, it's 2 p.m. Let's raid anyway. All right. Raid now. Here we go.